Never let a good crisis go to waste. These words were said by Rahm Emanuel to Obama during his 28 campaign. Never ever let a good crisis go to waste because it gives us the opportunity to do things that we could not do before. What we are experiencing at this point in time is what we call a classic liminal space. That's a good word to remember for yourself and for your business. Liminal space. It was a term that was defined by a guy named Victor Turner, who was an anthropologist in the 1960s and wrote a really great book about it. And he wrote about how tribes would initiate young men or young women by taking them out of their normal context and placing them inside an intentional liminal space, a chaotic, upturned, crazy time where the rules no longer apply. It's actually the Native Americans as well that called liminal space crazy time, this time when the rules no longer apply. Now, this is something that I talk in just about every single talk that I do and I give. I talk about chaos and liminal space. And the reason I talk about it is because it gives us opportunity to do things, like Rahm Emanuel said, that we cannot do before. A liminal space actually does three things, give or take, three things that helps us to change in a positive way, because it's in fact the only time when you really change in your life is in a liminal space. It's when trauma hits, it's when the unexpected happens, it's when the world is turned upside down. It's those times that you change, that you grow as a human being and as a business. It was the former CEO of Intel, I think, that said that good businesses survive crises and great businesses are made better by them and thrive in them. And this liminal space does three things. It breaks down the old hierarchies and the old rules and gets rid of all the red tape, which gives you an opportunity, the second thing, to do things that you could not do before. Literally because you were not allowed to do them, or because you didn't have the energy or the motivation to do them, or because you didn't feel like doing them, or for whatever reason, but now you can and you must do them. And then the last one that liminal space does, or one other thing, is it builds community like nothing you've ever experienced. It pulls people together. And we've seen this happening already, where people in Italy are singing from balconies, in China people are helping one another out, where people are really kind of like grouping together and say, how are we going to protect the vulnerable? How are we going to protect the weak? How are we going to get through this as a country, as a nation, as a planet? And all of a sudden, all the old fights are gone. Like nobody's even thinking about them, because the only thing we're focusing on is this current liminal space. Now, there is a way that you can get through this and get through this in a positive way, but only if you choose to. Only if you choose not to panic, not to go to the fight and flight response, but to go to like a different space. So I would love to come and talk to you about this, do like small groups or under 100, or talk to you online and we can set something up. You can contact me directly, like through any of my channels, website, LinkedIn, wherever, or through any of the bureaus that represent me. And we can set something up for you where we can talk about how do we actually thrive within chaos? How do we actually start to build something that's awesome? How do we do things that we could not do before?